A lot of people will not know this. I know you do. But when we say Archie's, we think of Vincent Massey Drive, we think of miniature golf and the driving range. But how many people out there in TV land would realize that Archie's actually started on 2nd Street West, just a little west of the Domtar paper mill? That would have been in the mid to late 50s, and you would hit the ball towards the canal, and there was a actual miniature golf course there, wasn't there?
There was, and actually the building that sits on this site today was at that site.
Yeah, they moved it.
Yep, exactly.
So it moves to Vincent Massey, and there are some wonderful pictures of the original, or very close to the original setup there. And I dare say that the miniature golf course is probably the original miniature golf course, isn't it?
I dare say you're right there, Tom, and that is our nod to Archie and his vision. And we've certainly had comments, good and bad, over the years about, why don't you blow it up and build a new one? And I don't think I'd ever do that. I might build a new one, but I would never blow this one up. It will always stay because it's near and dear to me, just as Archie was. But you're right. He had a great vision, and I mean, this was an empty field, farmer's field when he bought it. He built the lakes that are here. I still haven't had anybody tell me why exactly. I'm assuming because it is part of the Bowls drain that he probably got sick of unplugging balls out of the landing area. I'm guessing that's why it was done, because it's certainly labor intensive. It's a labor intensive way to run a driving range. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Now let's talk about that pond. I mean, most everybody that goes to Archie's tries to drill it over the pond. I mean, that's kind of the optical illusion of the place, I guess. It's a little tough to do. And then the balls are floater balls. A lot of technology now makes them as close to, a TaylorMade or a Titleist as you can get from a driving range. And you have to wait on Mother Nature to blow the balls towards the shore. Is that the labor intensive part of it?
That's part of it. So yes, you're right. It's not very high tech. Mother Nature does do most of the work. We installed a bubbler a few years ago to help with that when there's no wind. I know Archie in the day, and there are still a few fellas around here that could tell you this. He used to have a little bunkie over by the railroad tracks, and they would go to sleep for a bit and then get up about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning after the wind kicked up and pick the balls up out of the pond. So we invested in a little motor a few years ago. So if we needed to, when the place shuts down, we can go out and get them. I know when I bought the place, they had this boat that had it looked like a lobster cage, and he'd put the kids in there and send them out when people were drilling balls at them. I was lucky enough to know Archie. He's the one who came to me and told me I shouldn't be at a country club. I should be at a public facility, and getting more people and new people into the game. And thank goodness he did. I'm just so glad that he did. And just all the stars aligned for that to happen.